Hey guys, it's Nancy here and welcome back to my channel. Before I get into this video, like always, please just go ahead and make sure you subscribe. I'm talking to you guys about how you can increase your earnings on Instacart, so let's get right into it. So the first thing you want to do is you want to focus on tips, okay? Do not underestimate the power of your tips. That stuff adds up, okay? So by ensuring that you give great customer service, your tips will reflect that. Want to be responsive if the customer has a question. The other day, a customer asked me to take a picture of a bottle of, it was like creamer. She wanted to compare the sizes, and I'm like, okay. And she was really happy. She was like, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And, you know, she gave me a really good tip. So things like that really make a big difference in the tips that you take home at the end of the day. I would even go as far as to say, like, sometimes your tips can exceed the batch pay if you really give exceptional customer service. Do not rely on just batch pay to make bank with Instacart. Like, the second thing is you also have the ability to have access to more batches if you decided you want to deliver prescription medications or alcohol, both of which I don't do. But if you're somebody who wants to do that, then you just have to take like the courses in the app, and then you have access to more batches. So you would see batches beyond just food items. To increase your earnings on Instacart, do Instacart during the day. The difference between the batch pay during the day and during the night is huge. I've done Instacart. I compared it myself because I wanted to see for myself the difference between the batch pay in the morning and the batch pay at night, to see if it was a huge difference. In the morning, you're gonna see $50 batches, you're gonna see $60 batches, you're gonna see $30 batches, because these are when these businesses are open, okay? Like I told you guys in my other video, like I literally just had a batch. It was for a business at the Chase Bank Tower in downtown Houston. I had a batch that was over $100. Yes, it was over $100, and yeah, that was that. So, and I think the time of day for that batch was like 11:30 a.m. You don't want to just take any batch, right? Like, for every item in the batch, you should be making $1, give or take. So if you have 7 items, if the batch pay is not $7 or more, don't take it. Because you're wasting your time, you're wasting your gas, you're wasting your energy, you're wasting everything. So you have to be selective on the batches that you choose. Another thing you need to know is you need to have a map of your city, like, memorized. You need to know like areas. I mean, it's good to still use GPS, especially Google, because it tells you like how to, you know, navigate and to avoid like accidents and all this stuff. That's great, but you still should have a general census of your city and the layout of your city. If you accept the batch and you look at the map and you see where the person lives to the batch that you're delivering, you know your city, you know where you live. So if it's too far and you compare it to the batch pay and the tips that you're getting, you have to weigh it out in your mind to feel like, okay, is this batch batch even worth doing? And if it's not worth doing, don't do it. A lot of highways where I live and freeways where I live, I avoid, because when I factor in the time it's going to take me, let's say it's a $15 batch. When I factor in the time it's going to take me to drive to the store, okay? Because a lot of times you're not already at the store. Sometimes you're not. Drive to the store, get the items, deliver it to the person, and then have to be in traffic for an hour and a half for $15. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So that's why you have to be very, very selective on the batch that you choose. Also, a lot of areas have construction. A lot of areas have closed roads. A lot of areas just, I mean, honestly, like there's certain areas where I live, I just avoid altogether because it's just going to slow me down. So I also say you want to have an area that's considered your hub. You know, when you start your day here, you're going to make some money, right? That's why you have to know the areas that you need to like focus your time and energy in. I like to focus on, in my opinion, I like suburban areas, okay? Because a lot of these people, they're sitting at home and they're just ordering this stuff, and you literally can just go to the store and just take it to their house. And suburban areas honestly are my favorite because it's just quick to get in and out in those areas. I also prefer to accept batches that are houses instead of apartments or office buildings. But I did take that office building that was $100 batch, because I was like, I'm not letting nobody else get that. But yeah, I do prefer to take batches that are houses instead of apartments and office building, because you can get in and out quicker with going to a house versus having to go upstairs, having to go through a concierge, having to check in, you know, all that stuff. When it's a house, you just put it at the door and go. You know, and so that's another reason why. And it tells you in the map. If you look at the picture, it shows you a house, or it shows you like an apartment building. So pay attention to that too as well. Another way to increase your earnings is you need to talk to the help desk, like the specialist on Instacart. They're literally there to help you. And if they notice that you're calling, they're gonna, like, y'all don't tell them I told y'all this, but they're gonna return the favor. Like, every time you call, they log your name. They know it's you. They log your name. They verify your phone number. And if they see that you're calling, like you're really trying to help the customers, they're gonna take down your cancellation rate. Don't tell them, don't look, you know, you didn't hear it from me. If they see that you're calling them, like asking them for help, like, hey, this customer is really they want to move this batch, they want to do this, and they see that you're calling them, they're gonna be like, okay, wow, this person's really taking their job seriously. Let's take her thing down, their cancellation rate down. I'm telling y'all, once your cancellation rate gets too high, they will deactivate your account, and that source of income that you have coming in, you won't have it no more. To get your account reactivated is very, very, very difficult. Because I've seen people online talking about they still waiting to get their account reactivated, because Instacart they're not gonna do it. They're about to bring new people in. They got people that want to work, and if you're somebody they feel like does not want to work, they're gonna replace you. Just like with any job, like, you are replaceable. And that's why I have to be so good that it's gonna be hard for them to find somebody like me. That's why they're gonna reward me by lowering my cancellation rate. Is you can bring equipment. So if you're somebody who has a cart, like laying around in your garage or something, you can bring your own personal cart. Instead of just carrying bags to people's doors or apartments, you can actually bring a cart and just roll it around and just give it to people that way. I'm currently a diamond shopper now. And the batches that I see are really, really good. Also, another thing is, if you accept the batch, or you try to accept the batch and it says another shopper has accepted this batch, don't look away or like too quickly, because sometimes people accept it but they put it right back, because people can't like take a batch for whatever reason, and sometimes that batch, you'll see the $30 batch that you thought you was going to get, but somebody else got it, it'll be right back there. So just pay attention, and because people always, they take batches and they put them back, so just pay attention to that as well. And then don't spend too much time in one store. Don't spend too much time. You guys know the saying, time is money. Do not spend too much time. If you cannot find something, ask for help from an employee. If they cannot find it, get a customer a refund. If they specifically say they do not want replacements, okay? Another thing is, when it comes to delivering to apartments, you need to be an effective communicator. You don't have time to be driving around the apartment complex for 30 minutes looking for where somebody lives. Excuse me, hi, which gate do I go through? Okay, what building are you in? You need to ask these questions to get what you need quickly. Okay, y'all, so I also want to add that you should keep a phone charger at all times, okay? Like, I literally have my charger. Where's my charger? I have my charger all the time, because your phone is a money-making machine. You need to keep it on. So this is my charger. I keep my charger all the time with me. And I would also add as well, like, just do your best to make the customer happy. And that really goes back to tips. You also gotta be a hustler. Like, when I say a hustler, I mean, like, you're doing 2 or 3 things at one time. You over here in aisle 10, but you know, in your mind, you've been to this store before, so you know the other thing is over there. You already. And I also want to say that go to stores that have the aisle numbers ready for you, like Kroger. When I tell you Kroger is so easy to get in and out of, every item they literally tell you, oh, it's going to be in the deli on the 3rd shelf. Oh, it's going to be on aisle 40 on the 5th shelf. How much easier than that can it be? And I would say maximizing earnings. I would say do multiple batches, but be careful with that as well. Also, I would say accept add-ons if it makes sense. You don't have to always accept add-ons, but that's another way to maximize your earnings, is to accept add-ons. Another way to maximize earnings is to also add batches to your queue if you're able to do them. So these are just different ways, because when it's added to your queue, once you drop off that customer's order, you're already going to the next store. So you just want to keep moving, keep going, keep, you know. And when you get into a rhythm with Instacart, and when you get into a rhythm, you're just like, oh my God, I made $400 today. Oh my God, I made $200 today. But you get into a rhythm, and you see what works, and you try different things out, and you see what is effective. And that's what I'm sharing here with you guys. Also, another way to maximize earnings is to shop on peak days. People are home on the weekends usually. So Sunday is going to be the highest earning day on Instacart, hands down. Okay. If you actually go to your tools, you can see that, well, in my area, that there is about a 19-20% increase on Instacart orders on Sundays. So Sundays are those days where you can easily walk away with $250, $300 easily. So just make sure you understand these things, and also just make sure that you enjoy doing it, because people can tell. You know, people can tell. And those are really just the tips on how to increase your earnings on Instacart. I will do more videos, and I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.